Hey, this is Steve Stine from guitarzoom, and that little piece that you just heard is from a guitar course of mine, where I wrote a song and I teach you how to play the song, but I also teach you about recording the song, and I teach you about, creating and writing the song, all these different things. So it's really just a songwriting guitar course that deals with hard rock and metal ideas. So what we're dealing with here is learning about writing a riff, right? That's one of the big things when you're dealing with hard rock or metal, is something that listeners can attach to, right? So with this song, what I have is this little section that just breaks down into a real fundamental rock element. And then I wind up multi-tracking that and all that sort of thing, which we talk about. But I want you to understand that one of the crucial elements of your songwriting, of writing something that people will attach to, is writing something that's recognizable, a riff that they hear and they go, oh yeah, I know what that is, right? So having something in there that is riff-based, for me, is really, really important. Another thing that's really important in your writing, especially when it comes to hard rock and metal, is having some element of power, whether it's within the chords that you're playing or the layering that you're doing or something, but having it be powerful so people listen to it and go, wow, that's really cool. And again, it doesn't matter what style of music you like, whether you like rock, whether you like metal, whether you like, I would kind of stay in that realm, although, blues can have power. There's all kinds of styles of music that can have power to it. But when we talk about hard rock and metal, it really is based off that ability of having something that sounds really powerful and you can feel it, right? And then the third thing that I think is really important is having elements of dynamics, where your song might be really complex and thick in this section, and then all of a sudden it just kind of layers out and becomes more streamlined. Having different elements there that keep somebody going, I think, is a really neat element too. Now, you might have just one of those, you might have all of those in your song, but there are three things to really think about that can write an effective tune. The beginning of my song starts with all this. It actually starts clean, and then it moves into this really thick layered section, and then it kind of pans out into this riff, right? So it's trying to give, and again, I'll discuss all the elements of the whys and the hows in the guitar course, but it's something to think about in your songwriting. Do you want to have some sort of memorable riff? Does your song have enough power and enough energy to sustain somebody wanting to listen to it? And does it have dynamics? Does it bring people up and bring people down? Or I shouldn't say up and down, but does it bring the song kind of from a quiet place to a heavy place and different things like that to keep them engaged? And that can happen in the guitar parts. It can happen in bass parts. It can happen in dropouts where you stop playing certain things. It can happen in drum parts, whether it's a drum beat or a drum fill. There's just a ton of different things that you can do to make your song really effective. So again, if you're interested, I would encourage you to check out the guitar course. Otherwise, make sure that you're thinking about these tools and how you can use them in your own playing. So stay positive, take care, and I'll talk to you soon.